Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Just bring them your project online or with the Angie app, answer a few questions, and Angie will connect you with local pros who match your specific needs. Or book a service instantly at an upfront price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to care for their homes and get your next home service job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
According to you, your mom's been going to her for how long?
For years.
Consistently?
Consistent.
Every Saturday? Every once a month?
Maybe
what?
Once or twice a month.
What's your mom's name?
Desiree.
Okay. You have a client named Desi? Des, you're not, now you know who it is? You remember? Does the person still go to you?
She come once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, this is her daughter. Nice to meet you.
This is the plaintiff, Chanel Dawson. She says she went to the defendant to get her dreadlocks redone, and the woman botched the job, causing her excruciating pain, and now all her hair is ruined and has to be cut off. That's right, the woman used a latching tool on her head instead of tightening her dreadlocks by hand, and now her appearance is ruined. She's suing for $5,000 for pain and suffering and unsatisfactory work. This is the defendant, L.C. Shaw. She says she worked on the plaintiff's dreadlocks, got paid, and everything was fine when she left because the woman never said a word to her. She even explained the procedure of interlocking the woman's hair before she started the job and would never touch someone's head without explaining her method. She's shocked to be in this court because the woman sued her without saying one word to her, and that's just plain strange. She's accused of causing a customer some dread. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for time missed from work.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Chanel Dawson.
Yes.
You are suing Exhale Naturally Beauty, represented here by L.C. Shaw. You're the owner?
Yes.
Need you to kind of join in on the process. All right, for $5,000, $2,500 of it pain and suffering, and $2,500 of it future modeling work. You have a counterclaim against her for $1,500 for making you waste time to answer the lawsuit. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. I know Miss Carol from my mother. My mother has been getting her hair. She don't have locks, but she's been getting her hair done by Miss Carol for years. And my old beautician, who I used to go to, she started my locks. She moved to a different country. So I asked Miss Carol if she can retwist my locks for me.
And by locks, you mean?
My
dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks, yes.
Okay.
And I asked her if I can pay her in 2 weeks, if I could pay her in 2 weeks from that day, and she agreed that it was fine.
Is that true?
No.
No. According to you, you expected to be paid that day?
I don't even remember her.
You don't even remember her? According to you, your mom's been going to her for how long?
For years.
Consistently?
Consistently.
Every Saturday? Every once a month?
Maybe
what?
once or twice a month.
What's your mom's name?
Desiree.
Okay. You have a client named Desi?
Yes.
Des, you're not, now you know who it is? You remember? Does the person still go to you?
She come once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, this is her daughter. Nice to meet you. All right, so now you end up having the conversation we spoke of about late payment. You go there, and what happens? What'd you ask her for?
I just asked her to retwist my locks, and I wanted them to be placed in a style after, like placed up in a bun, you know, after they're retwisted.
Okay.
And I went there, she retwisted it, and...
How did she twist it?
It was about halfway through my locks that she decided to she told me that she does locks a little differently. She told me that she used something different.
What?
It's more like a crochet needle.
How big is it?
It's maybe this
You didn't
big.
notice she was using it?
No, I didn't.
Is there a mirror in front of you?
No. The mirrors is probably this way, and I was facing this way.
So there's a mirror in front of you, but you never looked?
No, I never looked.
Did you ever talk to her about how you wanted it done? How do you not feel that there's a knitting needle in your head for how long? How long was there a knitting needle at your roots?
I never had a needle in my head.
I understand that, but I would feel this. I know that this is not a finger. So would you? How is it you wouldn't know? According to you, you explained to her how you do it.
Yes.
Okay, and according to you, she did it. She just had at it, and you didn't ask questions, and she didn't give explanations.
She just did it.
Okay, so when do you notice and how that there's a knitting needle in your head?
When I decided to look up my husband, actually, because he was supposed to get his hair done also on that day. And when he
by her?
Yes.
Okay.
And when he came in, he seen the difference in my locks.
Wait, when he comes into the salon?
Yes.
Okay, go on up. You're up. Sir. So you go into the salon and what do you see?
I look at her hair. I used to work in the shop, so I know what that is. I look, I said, why did you let her do that? And
in front of her?
In front of her. I was there about 30 seconds and I walked out.
Okay, so did you say to her, why did you use this on her hair?
I didn't address her after she said
so she doesn't know you were unhappy?
I know.
She doesn't?
No.
You never said anything to her?
I asked her.
So you say to her, why did you let her use that?
Oh, is that what you asked for?
Do you have a picture of you the way your old hairstylist used to have your hair so that I can see how that cost you $2,500 in loss of future modeling work? Because you look so different?
No, I don't have pictures of how it used to be, but I do have the different.
How do you not have any picture of yourself before the day she did your hair? You don't have a single picture of yourself before the day she did your hair? Seriously?
No, Your Honor, no.
Okay. Why don't you check if you have a single picture of her on any day in her entire life before this lady did her hair? All right. Let me talk to you. Did she ever come back to you and say, did she have any complaints when she was sitting there or just the usual? I imagine you get a lot of complaints of ow, ow, like when there's pressure. All right. But did she ever come back to you? What? You tell me. She sits down and according to you, how is your procedure? How is it you tell your client?
A client came in and asked for information whether they want the hair to be shampoo.
Let's say a client just walks in and what she says is, I want you to twist my dreads.
To retighten. I evaluate the hair. I let them know my expertise, what I see on it. And I'll say to them, okay, do you want your hair to be twist, palm roll, or do you want
palm roll just by hand?
By hand. Or do you want me to interlock your hair?
Which means?
They will ask me what that is, and I will explain to them what it is. Yes.
Okay, what is it?
It's just I could show this, why I bring that gentleman to show you.
Oh, bring that gentleman to show me. Great. Bring that chair, bring it right over here.
Oh.
Perfect. I'm sorry, no. Okay, so why don't you come up, let's do this process that you're talking about is done. Okay, go ahead.
Most of the time, it all depends on how many inches the hair is.
How many inches the growth?
The growth of the hair is.
Okay.
When it's like, I just use my finger and do like that.
Oh my goodness.
I use the needle.
So you literally knot it.
I use the needle.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And that's it.
So it's the exact same result. It's just you either use a tool or you use your finger?
Or you use your finger.
Right. So whether you use your hand or a needle, what happens when you do both?
It neater.
Okay, so it's neater because you're using a utensil,
yes.
So stray hairs won't go. But will it also be tighter, or that just depends on how hard you pull?
It all depends on
how hard you pull. Right, because there's human involvement there. All right. So what's your name?
Mine's Toby Burton.
And what's your relationship to her?
Friend.
Okay, so have you ever had your dreads done with that tool?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had it done the other way?
I had it with hands, without.
Do you have a preference?
It doesn't bother me either way. I'm not tender-headed.
Do you notice a difference or no? You're not tender-headed? No. I'm going to use that. Do you notice a difference in how it looks or no?
No.
Okay.
Because it always looked nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. All right, you guys can go ahead.
By the way, found any pictures of your girlfriend before the day she had her hair done?
Not in this phone, but
you got them at all?
Briefly?
Nobody has? Do you have any modeling pictures since you're a model? You're a model, right?
These are photos that I had.
Are you a model?
Yes.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, my question is this. Anybody here have dreadlocks? Not now, clearly,
Yeah,
but
when I was 7 years old, I had it till I was about 18.
So my question then, is it uncomfortable when because that's what this case is about, is it uncomfortable to your head when you get dreadlocks?
No. Well, while it's done, yeah. While it's done, it takes about 2-3 hours, yeah.
But once it's done, it's okay?
Yeah, once it's done, it's fine.
Okay, as somebody who clearly never had dreadlocks in his life, do you think that making something that tight would put pressure on your head?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're winding up the hair, so it's got to hurt.
Yeah, spoken like a white guy. Yeah. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Have you had modeling work?
I took portfolio pictures before.
Other than taking pictures, have you had modeling work awarded to you? Have you been paid to be a model?
No.
If you haven't, then how are you going to come into court and assume that someone was going to pay you $2,500 for being a model if you've never been a model?
I was supposed to start my modeling. That's why.
Yeah, I was supposed to be a brain surgeon. That didn't work out either. I mean, that's not supposed to. Do you have any evidence that you had a modeling job and then they wouldn't pay you because you look so terrible?
No.
Okay.
Your Honor, it's against the law for her to use that tool.
It's against the law for her to use that tool? Okay, let's talk about that.
Her in beauty school.
I'm always willing to be educated on the law by the litigants. Come on.
That's right. That's right. Tell them they teach them that when they give them the license. That's against the law. We don't got to talk about nothing else. That's a crime. There's nothing else to talk about.
Wait.
It's a crime.
Oh, I'll decide if there's something else to talk about. Show me where it's illegal to use that tool.
Because my husband has
show me how it's. I need to see the law that I don't know about that says it's illegal to use the tool. Do you have that?
I do not have any proof on me.
Oh, okay.
On it.
All right. And apparently you buy that on the open market, right? You're not on a street corner next to the crack dealer buying that thing? All right. Not only am I not going to order her to pay you $5,000, on your counterclaim, I'm not going to award you $1,500 because your remedy is to win. That's our system of justice that we all agreed to live by. Okay, so yeah, when someone sues you, you get to go to court and sue if someone does you wrong, but you have to come and defend if someone says you did them wrong. Your remedy is to win, which you're about to do. However, you owe her $65 to pay the lady. That's my verdict.
Your Honor, she never told me nothing.
And so that's how it goes here. You wind up having to pay for the $65 hair work. What's your reaction to the outcome of this case now?
She lied, and I hope she gets what's coming to her.
My wife is nervous. My wife is nervous. Yeah. She's lucky I'm not suing her. She's lucky I'm not suing her. She's lucky I'm not suing her.
Why is that?
Because I would have been nervous, and that wouldn't have happened, and I would have got my money. I would have got my money. She's lucky I'm not suing her.
How come? Hold on one sec. Hey, how come when you were sitting in that chair with all the mirrors around and everything, you didn't see what was?
There was no mirror in front of me. She turned me away from the mirror.
I was
never in front of a mirror.
There's no place with four walls of mirrors.
Right.
There's a window right there. That's all you have to say in it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because you was nervous on TV, this idiot. You know what I'm saying? Got away with that.
All right.
Okay.
Come on over. Come on over. Well, what are you laughing about?
Just take the wheel.
Why are you laughing?
Because of the outburst she did at me. That was uncalled for.
I'm frightened because I didn't know who it was suing me. They never came back and said they were discomfort. They have never sit in the chair. You sit in somebody's chair for 2.5 hours. Get your hair done. Get your hair dry. Get your hair styling. You didn't know that something was wrong with it? Come on, give me a break.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, I'm going to make this short and sweet. She did nothing wrong. This is a classic case of buyer's remorse. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Angie has made it easier than ever to hire high-quality pros to get all your home service jobs done well. Whether it's routine maintenance, an emergency repair, or a dream project, Angie lets you compare quotes from multiple local pros, browse homeowner reviews, and even book a service instantly. Angie's been connecting people with skilled pros for nearly 30 years. So the next time you have a home project, bring it to Angie to get your job done well. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
This is the plaintiff, Stephen Swarzeski. He says the defendant was a landlord from you-know-where who never paid his bills on time, and he went without heat, electricity, cable TV, and internet on numerous occasions. Couldn't take it anymore and moved out. Now that guy's hassling him by keeping his security deposit. Thinks he can take his money and run. But he's here to show him that's illegal. And is suing him for the $3,500 he feels he's owed. This is the defendant, Dean Sperano. He says the plaintiff's a gross exaggerator, to say the least, and the heat was never shut off in the 6 months he lived there. Besides, the guy stole his very expensive surfboard, is holding his personal property as a sort of ransom, which is ludicrous because the plaintiff damaged his place and he has costly repairs he now needs to make. He's accused of being a lazy landlord. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,850 for travel costs and missed work.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant was such a horrible landlord and such a deadbeat he had to go without TV and electricity. But the defendant says the heat was never shut off and the plaintiff damaged his joint. It's the case of the heat is off.
Thank you, Douglas. Mr. Swarczewski, you are suing Mr. Sperano, your former landlord, for $3,500 that you want repaid to you, and that would be first and last month's rent plus security deposit, all of which for some reason you feel should be returned to you. The counterclaim, you have $1,850 that you want him to pay you for a surfboard he stole, according to you, and several other items, plus missed days' work and gas and mileage to try to get your stuff back. What is going on? You rented this place, and this place was where?
Down in Lavallette, New Jersey.
Okay.
The rental began on the 17th of November.
All right. Your rent was how much a month? $1,000 a month?
Well, the
$1,300 including utilities.
Correct. $1,000 was the original, and then $1,300 with utilities.
Okay. And so how'd that work out for you?
Very poorly. I wish I had switched the utilities over because Mr. Soprano owed, just for the electric, owed over $1,000, and it was cut off the very next day after I had moved into the property.
Okay, and how did you find that out?
I tried to put the service into my name because I couldn't contact him. I tried to email him and call him for a period of 4 or 5 days, and
so
he didn't
for 4 or 5 days you had no electricity?
Yeah, he didn't return my calls or anything, so I decided, well, either I'm out $3,500 or I need to put the electric into my name.
Right.
And I went to Jersey Power and Light.
Where was he that you couldn't reach him for 5 days?
He was up in Saratoga, New York, is what I understood.
There's phones in Saratoga. Was he trying to reach you for 5 days because the power was off?
I don't believe so, no. I actually have statements from all my utility companies showing that the power wasn't off. There was an issue
He says the power was off as soon as he moved in the next day and that he tried to reach you. Does anybody have the statements that would show when power was turned off and turned on?
I have the post-termination notice showing the $1,000 due.
Okay.
I have copies of all my utilities for that 6-month lease period.
Okay, I want the ones that cover when he moved in, which was November of 2014, so I can see how long the man was without power. And it is correct that you owed a $1,000 balance prior to that. Were you living there before that?
I was.
Okay, so why did you turn over the place to him with a balance that wasn't paid that was surely going to mean electricity was going to be cut on him?
Well, it's a little bit involved. This was my aunt's home. She passed, and an estate litigation ensued. And so a lengthy one. All the utilities were in my name, so it's ultimately my responsibility. But there's a court-appointed executor that's supposed to be handling the payment of the utilities, and obviously that wasn't done in time.
Yeah, but if that's utilities that you're using, why is the court administrator?
That's just the settlement. That's just the court order, the settlement that we reached.
So ultimately, all of these bills that aren't getting paid are those bills that, if they were paid, who paid them? You or the administrator?
I paid them.
Ah. So then you know that you're the one who's paying them. If you don't pay them, they don't get paid. So when they don't get paid, you can't look at everybody and say, oh, it's the administrator. It's you who wasn't paying them when they were failing, which is all just backstory to get to what's bothering you. You leave, it's time to go, and you want your $900 security deposit back, and he won't give it to you.
Correct.
So when did you first get an inkling that you weren't going to see a penny of your security deposit back?
When I tried to arrange for my move-out inspection, again, wouldn't return my calls or emails or anything to show up at the home. So that's why, I took all these pictures of the home saying, well, thinking at some time in the future, we can at least meet and discuss that.
Okay. So you took all the pictures of the home for what reason? To show the condition you left it in?
Correct.
Okay. So let me see those pictures. And you took the surfboard and some other items. Why? For good measure?
Well, no, those were actually...
For leverage?
They were in my storage unit, Your Honor. When I went to the property and first rented it, Mr. Soprano was very, very friendly and open. He has about 5 surfboards and said, feel free to use them.
Right, but that's not feel free to take them.
No, I totally understand. And that's
How did they end up in your storage unit? Who moved you?
I moved everything out of my place.
How do you know that it's not your surfboard?
It's definitely Dean's surfboard.
Yes, I know. Why did you take it? If you moved yourself, why did you take it?
There wasn't a specific reason that I took the surfboard.
Okay. You think he took it because he took it as leverage in order to make sure you returned his $900.
I do. I have the text messages. I asked him. I said,
Let me
because
see
there were
the text
issues.
messages that say that I've got your stuff and you're not going to see it till I get my 900.
Certainly. There you go.
Let's see. So in the text message, I said, hey, did you take my surfboard as kind of like because a couple of the bills got shut off and you thought maybe I was going to give you your security deposit back? And initially, he kind of balked at it. He said, I'm sure.
Here's how it works. Hold on. Let's look at it right in the raw. Did you happen to send the mail and check out yet? Mail sent, but I am missing my Pelly surfboard. Was in upstairs closet. He asked, was my deposit sent back with the mail? What's your email address? Someone took my newest surfboard. I would like it back. Someone has my $900 deposit and I would like it back. So you took the board for collateral? I understand if you did, just tell me. Yeah, nobody's going to understand better than he does. All right. I'm sure it'll all work out. Please let me know when you have the deposit money to send. I will drive to New Jersey Shore when I receive the certified funds. That's
Right,
exactly
so
what you did. Of course you took it as collateral because you don't trust him. And can you blame the guy? Because even you say you can't blame the guy. Well, I thought you were going to be in town soon. Please let me know when you would like to come by and settle up. I've been ready. He says, I thought you were going to send my mail the deposit. Honestly, no reason for me to make the drive till I get the check.
I'm not going to send the check without the board.
And he's not going to give the board without the check. So I guess gentlemen, we have a stalemate. Perhaps we should meet in the same place with cash.
Yes.
Morning, Dean. Do you have my deposit yet? Dean wanted to let you know that I'll be filing in small claims court. You took my surfboard. You people are such a waste of my time. It's unbelievable. You took my surfboard, used non-flushable wipes in my toilet, and for some reason took the copper Jello molds that house the plants atop the corner piece in the kitchen. Oh, and a piece of baseboard is missing in the bathroom. Odd, that toilet never clogged. In addition, was in bad need of repair. I took photos of the bathroom and non-working sink. I have no idea about the baseboards. Yada, yada, yada. Regardless, I did locate your surfboard in storage, and I'm waiting for my deposit to return it to you. So you're curious, as am I, who took the copper molds and why. Good news. The copper molds are in the storage. Why would you take the copper molds? It's so weird.
And
it's
again,
so random.
I'd moved so much stuff in and out of the residence and moved it into the storage unit.
So you only meant to take the surfboard as collateral?
Certainly.
So you guys make a date for Saturday afternoon, July 25th, correct?
Sounds about right.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And what happened?
He came without the board. I said, listen, call me after 2. We'll meet at the local bar and we'll settle up, or after 5.
You two are too much. People could not give the board and the 900 at the same time.
Well, he didn't have it.
Nobody could get out of their own way. He's got pictures he's sending you that day. I'm holding here. He's got pictures of the board pleading.
He came to the house without the board.
In storage. Are you kidding me?
All summer long, I was without that board.
Oh, seriously? How is it that he's here texting you? You say that you're all waiting for him. We can go to the bar. I'm a great guy. I'm just a guy's guy. I'm a great guy. I see the text where the guy's trying to reach you all day, and you're not responding. Good morning. I'm at the storage unit. Here's your stuff. Call me to pick up. Hey, are you in Lavalette today? Dean.
Do you want to ask him what happened?
Hour after hour after hour. So what happened? I'm asking you.
Okay, so simple. If the landlord withholds money wrongfully from the tenant, and the tenant sees a surfboard of the landlord's out there, can the tenant keep the surfboard and say, I'm not giving it back till I get my money?
I guess it depends on the relationship between him and the landlord.
Not good, let's say.
I mean, it's still a bad move. I mean, you're putting yourself at risk then, and you're actually you're stealing something.
Well, that's the question. Are you stealing something, or are you saying, look, I'll give it back to you, but I want my money back?
Well, I think it's fair that he takes it because it's not really fair.
It's not really fair, and you can basically do justice.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I get your point. Going inside the courtroom.
He came to the house without the board. I said, I'm in the
Of course you're going to come to the house without the board. He's worried you're going to hit him over the head with it and not give him his money.
Okay.
He wants his money. So what were you expecting to have happen?
We were going to meet up.
Where?
At his house.
Okay.
He was going to do the walkthrough inspection because he had mentioned the issues and items.
And then what?
Then I was going to get him his personal property back.
How, when in time, if it wasn't going to happen at the same time in the same spot, what was your plan?
It was actually in my car. It parked right across the street from his house.
The board was?
Yeah, and the Jello molds.
So when you get there and he says, you're here without the board and Jello molds, you say, no, I've got him in the car. Let's just get Wait. And then what happened?
And then I talked to him about it, and he said, bro, I'm completely broke right now. I don't have any cash to give you for your deposit. He said that he could contact his girlfriend and see if she could give him like $300 or $500 cash. And that's when he said, we'll meet back up at 2 o'clock. So it was like 1 o'clock. So I was like, all right, I'll go hang out at the beach all day since I'm down here. And it felt like I was like stood up at a prom date, basically, just waiting for him to come back.
And what happened at 2?
Dean's a, no show, no go, nothing, so.
Wow. So now you are suing not just for the $900 back, but you want your first and last month's rent back, too.
Yeah, I kind of look at it as the difference between the $1,000 and the $1,300 for the utilities each month, or you can look at it that way.
Well, no, I'm kind of looking at it as you want 2 months free rent. That's how I'm looking at it, because that's what it is.
Okay.
Exactly what it looked like, that's how it is.
Okay.
All right? So why should he give you 2 months of rent over a couple of times at the stuff which shouldn't have happened, but the couple of times at the stuff that you mentioned? Why would that entitle you to 2 full months rent? I'll save you the effort. It doesn't. Okay? Now, what are you counterclaiming about? I'm dying to hear this. $1,850, $950 for the surfboard. Copper molds are here, right? Mm-hmm. Fake plants, baseboards, heating strip. What is this about fake plants? Did you ever take any fake plants?
They were inside the molds. The surfboard is 600.
Oh, they're tiny little things then.
They were, I don't know, they were copper molds with fake ferns inside. I can value them at $250.
You value, just a second, because I can't get off this way. You value a copper Jello mold with a fake fern at $250.
2 of them with fake plants at $250.
So
yes,
each one is worth $125. That's what you would pay if you were at Walgreens or Walmart.
I don't go to Home Goods or those stores. I don't
so
really
you're just
know.
making it up and down. That's too beneath you.
All right, well,
so that's $125. Can I see the molds with the little fur or whatever we're talking about? I'm dying to see what we're talking about.
And a baseboard strip of $100.
Yeah, you know anything about a baseboard strip or no?
I would have loved to do the walkthrough inspection with Dean, but didn't have an opportunity to do that.
No, that's.
Well, is that you didn't know that was missing? But all right, these are these.
That's not the copper.
That's
molds,
not.
No.
He's talking about little chintzy copper Jello molds that are like little tin things.
Ugly as hell, but.
Okay.
I believe those are his, Your Honor.
Okay. Vaguely looks familiar.
Well, you got these. You didn't even know they were missing. Okay, here we go. Take this away. We're done, gentlemen. And the oddity is, here's the thing. Like, I'm yelling at both of you about this, but you claim he showed up and wanted his money and didn't have the thing. The guy had the thing in his car. He couldn't have wanted the thing more. I see how many times he's texting you, and you're ignoring him. And he's trying really hard. You sound like the kind of guy, forgive me, when you let bills get to thousands of dollars before you pay them, and then your tenant doesn't have electricity, and you don't respond when your tenant's trying to get his money back. You sound like the kind of guy, the exact kind of guy, who's going to say, I'm a little short on cash and I don't have it now. And if you're a little short on cash and you don't have it now and I have your surfboard and that's the only, it's not right. You're not supposed to do that, and I'm going to order you to return the surfboard. You can't do that. You can't just take collateral. I'm not stupid. I know why you did it. I understand cause and effect. I'm just saying you're not entitled to do that. And, it's pretty clear to me that why the guy doesn't give you the surfboard or Jello molds or those or whatever it is back. He doesn't because he doesn't trust you or your word when it comes to money. Okay? So, based on what I am listening to, I am going to order you to return the entire security deposit him of the $900. You don't get your first and last month's rent. You lived that. I am going to, on your counterclaim for $1,850, here is the surfboard, and here are some items that he says he accidentally took. Those are going to be returned to you today, but not until you pay the $900. So, gentlemen, it's like we're still there, isn't it? It's like we're still there. Fantastic. The only difference is that you don't leave here without paying him because the buck stops here. Good luck to you, gentlemen.
Fantastic.
Well, it's back to you pay him and you get the surfboard, and so we're right where we started here. What's your reaction to this outcome here?
That's what I wanted from the beginning. My board back, and there were some damages to the property. The judge didn't see it that way, so whatever she says goes.
Okay. Cool. How can you two make this come to court? I mean, how can this not get solved some other way?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
No, you're here.
You know, I know. Well, I've been here all along, so I've tried to resolve it.
Not answering his texts? You weren't there.
I was at the property.
All right, okay. Around the corner this way, okay? All right, step on in. You're next. What are you doing here? Why? Why couldn't you guys work this out?
Another great question. Tried again. Tried to be as truthful with Dean and try to give him his stuff back, and he just didn't want any part of it. I guess he's hurting for cash, I guess.
All right, Harvey, take it.
Okay, Kurt. Hey, what's your name?
Jamie Harrigan,
Jamie, where are you from?
Sydney, Australia.
Hey, Jamie from Sydney, guess what?
What?
You were totally wrong.
Oh.
Here's the deal. You cannot take somebody's property unless you have a specific prior agreement saying that it is collateral in the event the other person doesn't pay up. Sorry. Still very charming. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Jerome Legacy. He says the defendant stayed at his place when he went through a rough patch. And the careless guy overloaded his washing machine and burned it out. And now it's dead and doesn't work. No matter what he does, he can't get the guy to take responsibility for breaking his machine. He needs to grow up and stop playing the I'm too young and dumb card and pay up. So he's suing for $500, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Zaire. He says he used the plaintiff's dryer once and the guy mentioned it was broken. He never thought he was being blamed for breaking it. It was just like he was making a statement that it didn't work. A short time later, they got into a fight about something, and now all of a sudden he's suing him for breaking his dryer? Come on, man. Don't be a liar like that. He's accused of turning up the heat on a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant stayed at his place and broke the washer, but the defendant doesn't talk about the washer. Says one thing's for sure, he didn't break the dryer. It's the case of washer. He hardly knew her.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Jerome Legacy,
Yes.
you are suing Zaire. You've asked to be say it again.
Zaire.
Zaire, you've asked to be referred to only by your first name. For $500, the amount that you say Zaire owes you for a stackable washer dryer that, according to you, he ruined. Tell me what happened.
So the defendant was staying with me for a little bit of a time. I met him back when we was in college, and he came to my house, and I said, well, you know, you could use whatever I have here, and you know, like use my house as your house.
How long was he staying with you?
It was brief. It was just like he needed a place to stay.
What's brief?
Brief is like 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Not that brief.
But like a month.
Okay.
So,
and because you were college friends?
Well, we had built a friendship or whatever like that from the college where we met at originally. But, you know, in that time he was staying in my house, so I said, you can use whatever I have. And so he wanted to use the washing machine. So I told him and instructed him that this is a stackable washing machine. It's very small, so you have to like not overload it because it will like, you can't put sneakers in it. You can't put too much soap in it. Like it's small loads, very, very small loads, not big loads at all, like at a laundromat. And the first time he overloaded it with the soap. And
how do you know?
Because I was there when that one happened.
And what happened that made you know that he overloaded it with the soap? You saw him overloading it, or there was a result?
No, it was a result.
Which was?
It just like oversetting and like, you know, going
like the
crazy.
Lucy episode, the I Love Lucy, where there's bubbles coming out? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
How many bubbles were coming out to where?
I mean, it was just like splushing and like, you know, a little bit overflowing, and it was like not supposed to be at that level because the electricity starts to kick back. Like, you know, it's not that strong.
Okay.
And so the second time we was out, I'm like, since he already had this situation, I know that he knew not to overload it. You know, we already had this one situation, but the next time I go to use my washer for myself.
When you do that, is he still living there?
Yes.
Okay.
But the next time I go to use it, it's not working anymore.
What was wrong with it?
It just was not working at all. Like
it wouldn't even turn on?
When I went to go do like my load, it wouldn't, no water was coming out or nothing like that. And
would you hear any noise from the motor or nothing?
No, like it wouldn't even like
just dead as a doornail.
Yes.
Okay.
And I brought a video and I had the video.
Let me see it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set it on a large load, okay? Cold water, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the knob, and I'm gonna show you that there's no, and I'm gonna close it so that it starts. Show you how it works. Okay, so now it's fully closed, and I have it set, and all I have to do is pull this out.
Are you kidding me? Did you put the music to this?
Yeah. I have a video company, so I do like, video effects and stuff like that. Okay.
Well, I can't hear the thing not making noise because I'm busy hearing the crickets you put in the background.
Run out here, but unfortunately, due to my circumstances, I no longer have a working washing machine.
Okay. I echo your sentiments. All right, talk to me and tell me, when you realize that the machine doesn't work, what do you say to him?
So if the washer breaks on the defendant's dime, is the defendant responsible for replacing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You say yeah? What do you say?
I say yes.
I would say no if I were you. Would say no real quick.
No.
Perfect. Going inside the courtroom.
I was just like, what's going on with the washer, and his typical run-of-the-mill situation, because I don't know if I explained in detail, but prior to this, he's a very carefree person. Like, he's like one of those people, like, if you had a nephew and they dropped your iPhone, they'd be like, oh, you're just going to get another iPhone. It's not that big of a deal.
To them.
Like, exactly, because they don't pay for it. So this is not the first time he's broken something, that I've had of value.
What else did he break of yours?
Well, I had a lava lamp. He was at my house, and I don't know how. Somehow he sat at my table with just like this table, and this is the lava lamp, and he sits there, and it says, do not open the top of the lava lamp, like to drink it or like play with it. And somehow 5 minutes later, he breaks the lava lamp, or the
Doing
lava
what?
lamp.
Trying to open it and drink it?
I have no idea.
What are you, 3?
What he was thinking.
What's the age difference between you two? Because you make it sound like he's young and irresponsible, and I'm trying to teach him a lesson. You actually use those words. What's the age difference between you two?
I don't know how old exactly.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
How old? 29?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
23.
Okay. So, you break his washing machine?
No, I didn't break his washing machine. In fact, I never lived at his house. I have my lease and stuff to prove that.
So why were you staying there for 4 weeks?
I was never staying there.
Why were you doing your laundry there?
I was never doing my laundry there.
You never did your laundry there?
Never did my laundry there.
Well, that's not what your answer to the complaint says.
I did dry my clothes there on a rainy day we were shooting.
You did what?
I did dry my clothes there.
Did you two have a romantic thing?
No.
No.
Never.
Nah. He does work for me. You know what I mean? Like,
what does that mean?
Like, he's one of my cameramen. He does a lot of work for me, but he breaks things. He knows he breaks things.
Why do you keep hiring him if he's a cameraman? Who wants a cameraman who breaks things? I don't.
I mean, I guess he works for good pay, but he's good at what he does. It's just, he's just careless with things. And if you...
The fellow who's with you, is he moral support or a witness?
I mean, he knows them too, but he's more...
According to you, was there ever a time, or maybe you don't know, but was there ever a time when he was staying at his place for a month?
I wouldn't have known.
You wouldn't know.
But he knows about him being careless.
I know of him.
You know of him?
Yeah.
Okay, but you weren't there for any of the washing machine dryer stuff?
No.
Did you ever overload the washing machine and have a sudsy moment?
No, I did not.
Did you ever, besides putting all the bells and whistles on your little video like you did you ever actually have a professional come and see it and diagnose what is wrong with it?
No, because
that would help, right? Because the problem is, if what's wrong with it is, hey, you need a new switch because your switch is gone, or you need a new, I can't even make up stuff because all this stuff has happened to me, but you need a new whatever, your motor shut, then those would not be things that somebody could ruin by overloading your washing machine. So I would need, for you to be able to collect the value of the washer dryer unit, which is what you're suing for, the value of a new one, I would have to know what's wrong with the item. I can't just have a cute video where you put cricket sounds. I would need to have somebody comes by, diagnoses it, and says, this is what's wrong with it. It has been overloaded. It has been, somebody put too much soap in it, which I don't think would break. Or somebody overloaded it and somehow that broke the something. I'd have to have some actual evidence from a professional, which I don't have here. So based on what I'm listening to, remember, as a plaintiff, when you come into court, you're always the one with the burden of proving the case. So absent you bringing me something as simple as a diagnosis by someone who works with these machines, I can't rule in your favor, and my verdict in this case is for the defendant. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
All right, so unable to prove his case to the judge, here's the plaintiff with nothing. What's your feeling on coming out of here?
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he just needs to clean up his act as far as like caring for and responsibility for items and things that he does and care for and his belongings. That's the real goal we hoping for, you know?
You trying to clean him up?
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to, you know, that's his thing. But at the end of the day, he needs to get himself together a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we can hope for the best.
All right, you stuck with this busted machine now?
I'm going to find out what I could do about it. We're going to, you know, try to handle the situation best as we can.
Okay. All right, head right down this way, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so he was unable to pin this thing on you, huh? You must be very relieved.
I am very relieved. I have my evidence, that's what matters.
Well, what's it with the two of you?
Nothing. We're good friends, but I guess he's a little money hungry, so.
You gonna still be buddies after this?
Well, we might still do work together. We do have a show out.
Says you need to clean up your act.
No, I think I'm good where I'm at.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, bottom line, there has to be proof of negligence. You need an expert of something, and plaintiff didn't have the firepower.